2d4 plus 2 for 4 rounds, or you could have a total of, on average, here, have 16 hit points. Or,
And
we're live! Welcome once more to Out of the Abyss, Rage of Demons. Today we find our adventures once again in Grapplestug because, dear God, there's a lot of shit to do here.
That's putting it lightly.
Okay. When last we met the players had met with the adult red dragon Themberchaw, who someone, for some unknown reason, has stolen the egg that was to be the next in line.
His heir.
His heir. There's that word. It's a word, and I forgot it. So, they were given badges of authority with the symbol of Themberchaw upon the badges, which will grant them certain advantages, and, those could be helpful. Their only lead about this is that there's an individual named Droki who couriers messages for various individuals, and that everything in the city right now seems to be pointing to something to do with Droki, who thus far has evaded capture, or even a very needed talking to, also known as interrogation by some people who have less moral quandaries.
Who'd that be?
I don't know.
Why is everyone looking at the rogue?
We're not looking at the road, we're looking at the ranger.
Of course we're looking at the ranger. We can't find the rogue.
Anyway, they were able to track Droki to some caverns that they found in the Darrow City. Upon trying to approach these areas that are underneath the Darrow area of the city, there was a lot of mobs attacking people, and a better time to come back was sought. That said, the party is now making preparations for the next day, or for the expedition into wherever this place leads. And that brings us to inspiration.
Getting spurred, y'all.
Oh, there's
The Chimera
You wanted a chimera? All you had to do was ask.
You want to be decent XP, but can you kill it? That's the question.
Quick
Depends on how many allies we have.
Right now?
I think we can. Yeah. Good old Skelebobs.
Good old scale targets.
No, good old skeletons with beads stuck in them.
So
Skeleton.
technically can't do it.
Good old skeletons.
As soon as the first dice go, so the skeletons have to pull it off and just run up and then let go.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Or I could just summon like 3 weasels really quick and then have them do it too.
Okay.
They don't forget.
Yeah, they're actually not summons.
Oh. So, you can be a mass murderer.
This is how black magic starts, all right?
This is how we
This
go.
is the sacrifice of animals. That's also how religion starts in some places. I don't know. Alrighty then. So you guys wanted to do some shopping.
I think we decided.
Okay, how much are you're purchasing for?
Yeah.
The rate of 200 gold a piece.
Yep.
Is actually really cheap.
I thought you were saying that for regular potions, and I was like, aren't we walking away now?
Will do as
Spell
well.
4 on your own.
No, already,
There's a party fund that
Currently has a bag that has 800.
it now has 20 gold in it.
yeah, now it's 20 gold.
The rogue, meanwhile, laments his life choices and wishes that gold could stay.
Oh, it can stay.
Are you rolling for that?
No, it's daylight. What are you thinking?
It's always daylight. We're in the Underdark.
In a city, in the end.
Some geeks everywhere.
Besides, we don't have patsies yet.
Wait,
But we do have plenty of undergnomes.
how's it stay?
They
You steal it?
Can we steal the sun?
Mr. McFly.
Oh, we're gonna go full on Superman.
Are there any other purchases anyone wants to make? Weapons, armor,
Um,
take a look at certain things.
I've already been told no about my certain things.
Have you?
Yes, I have. My braces of archery are not here.
Maybe you should look again.
Sure, I'll look for my braces of archery again.
Okay. How much were
A lot.
Were they uncommon or?
They are common, I believe.
I was really good at accident.
Your uncommons would be 500 to 1,000. I will roll for them for you. Well, hot damn. I rolled a 13.
They aren't.
No, that wasn't a if they're here.
Ah.
What I do is I roll, I roll, say I run this one, I roll 13. I take that, reduce it by 10, okay, by 10%, and multiply the total by 1.3 instead, and that gives me the cost of the item, because it's 13% in between that and everything. Okay, and so you go into a shop, okay. You run into there is an elderly dwerger behind the counter. And the spot you're looking for them in is missing. Though it does say, inquire for creation.
Okay. Hello, shopkeeper.
The Fangus Ironhead TV. Head of my apologies.
I saw
What can I help you with?
I would like to commission a bracelets of archery.
I'd love to make it for you. Just the present moment I can.
Welcome.
In a recent royal edict.
Fair.
The Deep King and his clan have forbade the making of weapons, and as this assists in the use of archery as a weapon, the royal edict prevents me from doing so. All my clan is currently capable of doing is recently there used to be a bit of a rivalry between us and the Deep King's own house, the Deep King's own clan. But now we've been relegated to only making repairs, unable to continue our weapon practice. This is just another part of the ebb and flow of our existence under the King.
Where does this king reside? steam up in the background.
He gives you the name.
I have the name.
You have the name of, where the Deep King basically resides. Yes, is there something, Drew? Suddenly raise your hand.
Dude, I checked to see if there's an alchemy jug.
Good luck, but no.
Oh. So by the way, that is an uncommon. That also brings up another question. Could you make it just like make gasoline and then throw it towards
What's
me?
gasoline?
Like liquid?
What?
Oh yeah, I suppose oil.
Lamp oil, possibly, but I doubt it. Also, nobody gave up their inspiration. So, Steven, who'd you give out your inspiration to?
Who did it? I already dumped a bunch of experience on Alex.
So the actual thing is that they are only allowed to assist with surplus work obtained by the Deep King's own clan, the Steel Shadows. Okay. There's been a lot of suspicious edicts going out lately, and nobody really knows why.
For making friends with the giant.
Can you move that table?
Oh, there's mine. Was I gonna swear I'm just hacked? I will give mine to your character because you stay right up there on the front lines with me once again and help me fight it
Your
back.
boulders should face too.
Yeah, those boulders were not soft. They were the exact opposite of
I'm
soft.
sure you are. You're supposed to eat the boulder standing. That's how it works. Nobody told him. Oh, that's a good point.
It just
Can I check for bacon boulders?
With what? How much money do you have, Drew?
Probably not enough. But I'm not sure how much it costs because this doesn't tell me for something.
Uncommons cost anywhere from 500 to 1,000 gold.
Man.
Commons cost anywhere from 50 to 100. Rares cost anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000. And you don't want me to tell you.
What about
Can I get the ultimate version of Bag of Holding?
they had it on the side.
No, that is, he wants the bag of devouring.
I'm trying to say it out loud.
Oh.
Oh.
So what happens if you take a bacon holding and put it in the bacon?
We don't do that.
No.
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 Interdimensional spaces.
Oh,
Good
okay.
things to play with.
No.
Well, fun thing to play with.
If you have the right arrow.
Bag of Devouring, translation D&D.
And the DM doesn't know about it.
D&D mini nuke.
Bag of Devouring.
How would your DM not know? How does that occur? The DM is supposed to be responsible for everything that's going on in the game.
So it was kind of.
I was gonna-
If you're crafting something, the DM should know.
But it doesn't tell me.
No. Doesn't know about the interaction.
Then he's a bad
It
DM.
says,
Yes.
look at Xanathar's side, everything.
We have several copies of
Because
it.
they're trying to do the thing where it's like, we're gonna give you some information, but we really want you to buy the book in order to get all the information.
But we have several copies of the book. We also do not prescribe to the use of PDFs here.
It's not a PDF.
I'm aware. I'm simply saying that.
He's using the thing you were talking about getting. I said, before you have too hard, that he's literally using the thing you were talking about buying. Just using the free version of it.
Oh, that thing, you need me on. Yes, that is totally legit. That's a produced by the company resource. And I'm referring to is not endorsing of PDFs that people just download and then no one had to pay for it, and then the authors who put all their hard work into this game don't get anything out.
That's also why he's hitting that wall.
Yep, Drew, there's several Santa cars over there.
Actually, for some reason, they're over there.
Somebody moved them over there for some reason.
Okay, well,
No, like, other people move my boats around.
I don't know, I'm just messing with you, man.
use one and put one away, please.
Why was there a flash over there just now?
Because glasses.
Probably, I'll use the other one, since it's got my.
Computer. Computer. Playing D&D background music everywhere.
Your friends, D&D background music on Amazon Music, playing on every room.
As far as inspiration goes.
So at the present moment, I can't really make it for you. I'd be more than happy to if you have gold, but I don't have the ability to make things.
Do people still have out their inspiration?
I think I'm gonna give mine to the kid because of how well he did in that.
I'm sure you make a post, somebody make sure that gets post made into the group, so there is a digital record of Alex received inspiration. Otherwise, it will get forgotten. Kindly make yours.
I already gave mine to the
Who is the only player?
That's actually bad enough.
Put this never stop up next.
There's been a lot of these strange edicts, we don't know why. I wouldn't be proposing any such thing. Of course. This is the leader of my clan, do not propose such thing.
I'm thinking having your abilities higher is important personally.
Yeah.
And mind you, did you just hit 10? Okay, well, then this is your chance to be, everyone.
And the one that makes the most sense for your character up to this point is combat-based feat. There are several good options. You've already mentioned what one of them is. There are others.
Well, I've already got Sentinel for my level 6 feet thing.
Yep.
I really like Star Wars for years. I just got a notification on Facebook. Was it this year ago? Oh.
Is there anything else you need? No, that'll be up. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
That's
all.
another thing to look into.
I am
So-
giving you your way, though, okay?
Yes.
So, what was it that we needed?
We need to have a look-see at the hiking.
Okay, and I know the location now.
The location.
I know abouts, the whereabouts.
By the way, Stephen,
Yes.
as you guys are leaving the shop, you're out the door. A Dwerger bumps past you, hits you in the shoulder, and I need you to make me a perception check.
This doesn't count as the It's okay, my next favorite thing. It's 11. That's 18.
Where did you slip something into your coin purse? Into. Not out of, but into.
I'll get to a secluded spot. I'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
I'm passing 14.
The DC was hit.
Then what's your passive perception? Mike, what's your passive perception? Alright.
You need to go mine?
No, you were directly interacted with, so you got to roll. So,
How much?
huh? What?
I'm trying to remember all the knockoff. It's like a 21.
Yeah, you would have needed to roll.
Yeah, I would have needed to roll. That's a no. So they're just minuses. They're just straight out applied to passive, which is nice. Because well, passive perception can be really overpowered. Good. I have a 30 passive perception.
That's what
We
basically.
give you a noise.
It's a goal.
It's a fun one. It's a fun one. You see what he did was he started Warlock, and then he took 3 levels of Rogue. So he was Warlock Rogue with expertise for perception. So him not noticing the thing was a challenge.
Especially if he took Devil's Sight.
He had to try to ignore the thing pretty much.
It's the best small dog costume yet.
That monkey boogie costume. I approve this message.
This is wonderful.
This is really wonderful. Would you like some dog head?
I would still want to like put like fake blood on around the edge of the neck.
No one ever told you're a bad person.
He's a drow.
I would totally do that too.
You see the little gnome around the market?
Man, how do you just know? Jesus.
Nope.
Damn. I'm not even trying to chase him. I need him.
Here's how like 140.
They're the only people that I can get these clans to.
Then you
He's
just
the only
go back
contact
and self blood
that I have been told.
Can you say?
This is legitimate. And I asked the alchemist guy, like, if there was anybody else. He's like, no, he's the only one.
If you wanted to make contact with certain individuals, there are ways of gathering information. Where would you go to gather information normally?
I don't know if you'll let me use my local contact. Because this
Well,
It would make sense for me to have a local
And how much time in the Underdark?
Do you have
Years.
dark vision? Then honestly, light might be your friend. Because it is magical light and it lets you see the things. You cast on your armor and you can see things.
dark vision.
Are you
Second.
on armor? What's an object no longer than
It's like they designed this game intelligently so that people can't write it.
Yeah.
But
Right,
it
ain't it?
lets you see.
Ain't
I
it?
was thinking it was also being a message. Well, we don't never agree that far apart.
If you wanted to,
Conjure
if you wanted to collect such information, you probably want to go back to the Cairngorm
And
Tavern.
just screw random people who walk by. And
That's the local bar that,
Okay, shopping.
Who shop
what did you say?
Okay, so I remember I read about message the other night, and I was thinking like I could totally like walk by random people and whisper something, so like do the message though, so I mean, they're going insane and shit.
They're not going insane though.
Yeah, but it would be fun.
That's why I said okay, shopping.
I don't know who shop
You should, don't do a shopping, man. That ends you becoming a monster.
See, the best thing about
Well, starting as a monster, becoming human, but. No.
One thing I miss is the Paladin of Slaughter, where you can just walk and you have such a disease. You can just be like, "Hi there."
It's called the
Hi there.
It's called
It's
the Oathbreaker.
It's not quite as devastating. I love spreading disease throughout a city and come back to like,
When you're done over there, or do you need a room? We got a game to get back to.
You need to wipe down. I have hand wipes in there.
He's gonna need a lot of those. Paladin of Slaughter was fun.
so what's the Paladin of Tyranny? The Paladin of Justice was awesome. Could be a lot of fun. That's your lawful nature.
Yes, if you wanted such information, you would likely want to go to the Cairnborn Cavern. If you could find someone there, you could strike a conversation. Are you taking a moment? No, you're not there. You said you were finding a secluded spot. You guys have rooms there, yes.
Okay, that's there.
We
And
have rooms in 2 locations.
I was mixing up the tavern and the dragon's lair. Everything's underground. It's almost the same.
So,
I'm gonna actually I'm gonna see what put in my card first because that was
What would benefit you in combat?
well, I'm stupid getting paid for it, but it doesn't actually tell me what it does. It just says that I get resistance. That's it. It doesn't say how much resistance or anything.
Resistance usually means half damage.
resistance always means half damage.
Okay.
And all the I did the light and warding.
You chose wizard.
Yours with
Are you a wizard, Harry?
He's going for the lizard idea.
I miss how much money I just saved. I miss so much money.
or should
I
I
got
do something that
Do you have this? Yes.
You don't need that much gold.
No, nobody ever needs. What was that? 1.1 million gold.
I was trying to get this one section, and it just was like, and all your people died.
There's a reason he bought shit for the party man.
It was like I could have like made you guys all it out, but nobody asked. And nobody was like questioning.
There's no
why,
one-
why does the paladin like have all these magical items? You know? I just didn't make it obvious.
And that's the thing. You can't notice something if it's not prevalent. That was the thing. You should have led a little harder to that if that was the way you wanted to go. But we're getting back to the campaign we're currently playing. So,
I'm just waiting for what's on the list.
Whatever, but
you said you were getting to a secluded area?
Yep.
Meeting at the Cairnborn Cavern if you want to know more about, if you want to talk more about certain the things you spoke with leading around.
Are you doing anything particularly important right now?
No, gathering skelly bobs for the expedition.
I'm helping him.
I don't know if you need help. I know where I can just send my radar.
Oh,
Oh, so then you're heading to the cavern anyway. That's where all our skelly bobs are.
To the inn.
Yeah.
Is that where you guys are headed?
Yeah.
Okay. There is a dwarf sitting at a table wearing the symbol of Clan Ironhead.
I know nothing.
In
You were
this
there.
corner, we have Jon Snow.
You didn't tell me anything.
Right.
Are you telling anyone anything?
Yes, I'm gonna tell him. I tell him everything.
Cool. He drops
Yeah,
on
you
your
are
way.
Just the way his eyes lit up.
Just hated David's intro.
Tell me more. Starship Troopers.
Would you like to know more? Would you like to know more?
6 days later.
See. Okay, so you have told the drow things.
Yes.
The drow knows things.
The drought came to spring.
What's new about this?
Okay, so
Good thing we're heading to the inn so you can change.
You don't want to walk into those rooms right now. Oh wait, that doesn't apply to you.
walks in, has skeletons undressing. You see me do worse.
Okay, so that's totally a start, right?
Hey, Jensen, it's my first time.
You caught me.
But obviously I'll allow you to talk to this person.
He's just sitting there, drinking meat.
Drinking meat.
Meat.
Oh, okay. I was like, do you put it through a blender first?
I mean, this is under.
Pay attention, Drew.
Once I get in both ears.
I'm crap. The thing being in it. But cover. Huge.
Hello, stranger. I did. It was old meat. Does it sound like meat?
No. Yeah. Right. Make my badge a little bit more obvious. We wouldn't want to be to anyone invisible nearby. We wouldn't want to be interfering with business.
Stop. Scope.
The table's getting knocked over.
Ah, bartender, come on, really?
Well, have a scream.
Oh, well then, in that case, I'm always happy to assist.
I didn't realize you had spontaneous combusting windows. You might want to get that fixed.
Oh,
Oh my God, Nelson, I haven't said anything.
I didn't realize you were through a worm's nest. I'd be more than happy to be of assistance.
It's just a sly smile of, I love adventurers. Awesome.
So, the note that I didn't leave in your bag, of course, they left it in your pouch, not your bag. I am Grinta Ironhead, the daughter of Thanks, the leader of the clan. He cannot make such overtures on his own. However, there are certain things you should be aware of. First of all, yes, we are no longer permitted to make weapons of our own making. We are only authorized to, she says, she spits that word authorized with contempt, by the way.
Makes sense. They're not allowed to do their craft.
Authorized to make non-magical surplus weapons and armor. Well, most of the weapons is a trade. However, if the Deep King were somehow to have a series of unfortunate events leading to an unseating of the throne within my life, who knows what we might be able to do, and who knows at what discount we might be able to provide it.
What kind of defense were you thinking of?
I wasn't thinking of anything. That would be treason.
Of course.
What might other persons be conspiring to?
Oh,
What would a treasonous rogue
a treasonous rogue.
would want to play? which you are, of course.
Well, I don't think I could say anything in space travel.
I don't think I could.
20.
It was a 16, so.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely could not advise. Did you speak with the other clans? I also could not advise you to approach a fishmonger in Dark Lake District and ask to buy a grapple stud grouper. I couldn't also advise you to reject the first three choices that the fishmonger points to, and then accept the fourth and pay for it. I certainly couldn't advise you to skin the fish, dry its skin, and write the name or sketch the likeness of the target onto the skin, then return the next day and discreetly drop it into a pile of skins behind the fishmonger's fish cleaning station, which it can be sorted out at the end of the day. I couldn't advise you to return the next day and buy a Dark Lake trout and agree to the 7 fish presented to you. I certainly couldn't advise you to haggle over the price, multiplying any amount stated by 17 as the actual price for removal of an individual. And what I also couldn't advise you is that there are rumors, hearsay, that the very people I've just been speaking of work for the king himself.
You got all that down, right?
Got it in PDF.
I can just copy and paste this shit back.
Please do.
I'm sorry.
I got everything up to that
I'm
trial.
going to say this. I'm going to say this right now. There is a resource for DMs out there for 5th edition known as DM's Guild. For the purposes of Out of the Abyss, Rage of Demons, some people
The
have
second he
made...
got into the second description portion, I realized where this was going, and I was like,
This sounds
right.
This sounds like
And then there's
I got
and
to
I'm
the
like,
first. I got to what I need to do with the grouper.
The resource,
in the 7.
the resource I've just been speaking from is known as Grapplestug Revised. Grapplestug is the name of the city that the adventurers are in. A player created this, and it is on the DM's Guild for purchase. It is an excellent resource for what is unfortunately the Rage and Out of Abyss Rage of Demons. Grapplestug is a very confusing and some might even say poorly laid out chapter. Grapplestug Revised they made that a lot simpler.
Actually buy it, or is it a suggested
It's a
donation?
buy.
Oh, okay.
It's $4.99.
I know some of their stuff has.
Some of it is both ways, but
They take donations. For
yes. But there are it's actually a venue.
I don't mind the guys
It's actually a
charging
venue for DMs putting stuff out as well. Like
I don't mind
alternate classes, more detailed maps.
Yeah, it's very good. It's it also has a lot of homebrew stuff that is researched and peer edited.
Yep.
Like I think there was on there for a revised Ranger game, especially before the Unearthed Arcana one. Because people were kind of pissed off at how gutted Ranger was when 5th edition was released.
Yeah, but you said you accept the 7th fish they give you, and you multiply by the price it says with 17.
as a more appropriate and actual price for the removal of a certain person.
And that's gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah, I actually can't copy and paste it to you, so I'm going to.
Screenshot, put it in the
Yeah.
chat.
That works. Well, I reached my end of usefulness with a territory battle.
Yeah, it's like, I deploy. And I'm trying to hit the things. God.
The one 2 times ago was so nice because we had the 3-star aerial attack and made things so much easier. My wedge team actually finished.
I think I actually missed a phase.
I think you did too. Because I know you were like always right above me, and then all of a sudden I just jumped ahead of you. I think you missed the last one. The one before.
I think that either the fourth or fifth phase somewhere in there on this one.
They're gearing up for something. This is a lot of territory battles close together.
You also take note that you're not used to seeing territory battles at all.
Yes, we are. Territory battles, yes.
Okay.
Territory wars, no.
You just joined this guild not too long ago.
No, for the other guild, we could see the territory battles. Those happen.
Yeah, but
They're never this close.
This guild tends to win a lot.
Yeah.
And they happen more frequently when we won.
Yeah, territory wars, yes. I'm talking about the Hoth invasion of Rebel occurred. And Rebel.
Yeah, I
That's
guess so.
what's-
Yeah,
Just the highlighted paragraph, please don't read below it. That's stuff I haven't gotten to real few minutes ago. But I just couldn't zoom it in and not get that included.
Somehow Han Solo made his way into my next team.
Get out, old dude. Get out.
Stormtrooper Han made his way into my next team.
That's not bad though. Stormtrooper Hunt is really nice once you get him geared up.
Well,
Turn
come
meter
on.
train.
Come on. The fuck, man?
Turn meter, if you have him all omega'd out too, he gets 5% protection every time he attacks. Yeah. It gives like, what is it, 20% turn meter to everybody else when he's attacked? That was because you could have CLS on there, and one of his Zetas gives everybody else turn meter too, every time he resists something. It's just turn meter trade. And when you Zeta Palpatine, my God, the turn meter trade. And Darth Vader just sets it off. And Culling Blade, and everybody has full turn meter. Because it dispels all the buffs, and with Palpatine Zeta, every time the debuff is dispelled or runs out, everybody, all Sith and Empire get 5% turn meter per buff. Per debuff.
Yeah.
I found the perfect counter to Palpatine's, but it requires me to Zeta Thrawn's leadership. Because all you do is just swap Palpatine and Thrawn, and then you just gain you get increased tenacity, and when you when they resist, you turn like 20 or 30% turn. I think Jango Fett's next. Because they released a picture, and it looks like Jango Fett. Makes sense.
All right.
I did take this.
So you've been given that information now. You've also been given the information that
They may be working for the Hydra.
so if you there are theories that anything that jeopardizes his control over trade is met with resistance by the empty scavenger killers. These are the same empty scavenger killers which may have stolen the dragon's egg.
Ah, thank God they're all related.
Right?
I was about to be like, oh no, not one of those side quests. Derailing side quests.
Side quest. Inside of side quest.
Derailing side.
Questception.
Okay, we don't need to enter my Skyrim campaign.
No.
God, hold on. I didn't want to stay on track, damn it. I can't find the track though.
Okay. Sometimes that's the good choice.
Except when he's hurt for unknown amounts of time.
So, shall we find us ourselves a little goblin? I mean, Darrow.
Dwarven Giblin. Shall we find ourselves a Dwarven Giblin?
This is good and helpful information. Yes. We shall utilize it in the morning.
Translation, after spells.
Oh no, they already rested. That's why I was going to go get the study box. So, we need to decide whether or not we're going down that route and doing the fishmonger thing now.
I would like to have more research on their layer before we just go there, which is why this is in our room. Which is why I'm trying to get into contact with him to get some poisons extracted, and I will remember layouts and where things are.
So you would like to go ahead and go down the fishmonger route first?
And we can go down the fishmonger route, and I can split off a little bit, because I don't think that'll be all of us. It all depends if we find that little giblin the next day.
Well, I was just sort of wondering, do we want to go find him first, or do you want to do
We can go try and find him first.
Make me an insight check.
So, 16.
Cool, DC was 20. So you know that the wormsmith keeps the forges lit.
Mm-hmm.
Keepers of Fame are
Forgot about that.
effectively in service to the wormsmith. The weaponsmiths need the wormsmiths fire beneath the forges to keep producing their items. So who is it that the Deep King can't risk pissing off?
that we're employed by?
Yeah. So why, in the name of all that is holy in this world, would he tell someone to steal from the thing he needs?
Leverage?
That's one option. There's another.
They just use dead bodies to work for it?
Oh my god.
No.
They don't burn hot enough. Don't ask me how I know that.
So,
The other
actually, if he has a replacement,
The other possibility is, assuming the empty scabbard killers killed it, cooked the egg, what if they're not only receiving orders from one place? And that is the little insight you need over 20.
Which is perfect. This is a perfect little side quest for our investigator.
Yeah.
The plot thickens.
You don't always get there. Oh my gosh.
I think I'm still 12.
It's time.
However, at this
It's
point,
time for this funny-looking hat and this filled pipe.
however, all roads currently seem to lead to Droki. Because Droki seems to be in the middle of damn near everything. Which is why I kind of want to find him and talk to him. Yes, peacefully, but talk to him. Be like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You know, it doesn't go as well for me not to ask that question.
oh, will you be my Watson?
Now he'll be a Sherlock to your Sherlock. He can only imitate.
What else does Dr. Watson
What
do?
does Watson do?
Watson is so much just an imitation.
Depends which iteration.
Okay, I'll give you that. All right.
The original one, he was just kind of the, fanboy. No, we're not going into that conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Which conspiracy theory?
Watson is.
Watson
No,
doesn't exist.
That can't be confirmed.
So we need to string up a little gimlet. Got it.
Take your fan theories and shove them up your own ass.
And don't worry, if you won't talk, I'll make him talk.
Well, I'm still following your own too, so I can do that.
Before or after we string?
Just be like, so how many pages do you want left by the end of this?
Don't worry, you can end with more than what you started with.
Technically, you can. I'm carrying enough.
So, you mentioned that other plans. You guys going to go try and do anything with that? Or are you going to leave that one alone?
Other plans?
Yes, the other clans might have a vested interest in overturning the king, in case they're getting screwed over.
Or they might be getting screwed over in other ways that might not deal with the king.
Yes.
General, there are things that are screwing people for reasons no one's understanding at the moment.
Is there a giant planet?
You've already met them.
You're the only person that will work with the giant.
Yeah, are they here or we?
Yeah, they're here.
Okay, so I will go and talk to them.
They've already talked to them. They've only gave you the stone speaking crystal.
Yeah, but do they know that you don't want them to know that the little baby things were stolen, do we?
Oh, the more people know the thing, the harder it is to keep secret.
Yeah.
So if you tell someone and then
We
they
haven't
tell someone,
told anybody about it.
And we don't really want to.
I'm just throwing that out there, guys. I mean, it's up to you how you decide to play it. But if you make Limberchaw look weak, well, I don't want to see if a level 6 party can beat a CR-17. I don't want to find out, guys. Come on.
You don't want to find out whether or not I can take on CR-16 at level 6.
You can't, and you know what I'm saying.
Your skill above will probably last a turn or two.
I would say it all depends on the terrain and how much time I have to prep.
It's called in his horde or not at all.
Good shot. Worry about
That's not okay. The dragon in his horde gets to just auto save on 3 things a day. Like anything that involves a saving throw, I win.
Legendary actions.
Not to mention legendary actions to take extra attacks on your turn. That dragons get mean in their lair. You can lure a dragon out of its lair, always do it. Because otherwise,
Red dragons, it's easy.
The Deep Father?
the Deep King. The Deep King is the effective ruler over battles.
Red and
That's the circles you'll be throwing yourself into if you decide
from what I
to.
understand, yes. Blues are still obsessed with knowledge, right?
I can't recall off the top of my head.
Reds are the easiest, being like, hey, I know about this hoard of treasure over here.
Horde versions.
Dude, I was going to say, hey, we have this virgin for you, but it's out here.
But at the first mention of trying to
We have a bunch of virgins.
There's no.
We never said they were living.
Try to keep that particular aspect.
Now, the question is, do you guys want to explore the Whirlstone Caverns first and see what intel you can glean from there?
My plan is using our little giblet to get the poisons extracted. And while I am doing Brocco there, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't just carry everything.
He's actually not a carrier, he's a courier, so he's actually delivering things.
Yes.
You could see like the delivery.
Yeah, he's
That
a courier.
He's
He's
the
just a
courier
courier.
for whoever lives in there. You're not sure exactly who. There's a lot of rumors, but everybody's got a theory. One or all of them could be true. Yes? So how do you guys want to go about doing it? I mean, you know where he went.
We know where he went. We Just don't know if entering upon there, we instantly piss everything off inside there. I'm pretty sure we're not also.
We should find that speed.
Always one.
How much is the experience is the villager worth? Come on, man.
10. What do you ask?
Because that's how much I need to level.
And what's the population count?
Too high.
Around 2K.
Village meeting, everybody.
What?
Inside the church.
Where are you guys gonna be? Not inside the church.
We'll be inside the church, not for very long.
We just want to.
Have you guys seen The Patriot?
That got dark quickly.
Actually, got quick right very quickly.
Some people got bright and very dark.
We got right, and then
What is existence?
The thing they don't have.
Exactly.
Okay.
You guys gotta decide which direction you're going before I can tell you what's gonna happen.
let's see if the little kidlet is in the market today.
In the market?
Yeah. And if not, we can just move on with the fishmonger.
Yeah, here's
One
one
of
of
the
the
plans.
Here's one of the
Plans for expensive.
Because if
He is not in the market.
it's
To the clans.
and it's part of the whole fish
To the
thing.
clans?
Plans.
Oh, I thought we went to the fish market first.
Nature.
We need more information because we don't know if he is a servant of the High King or not. Somebody might know.
But if part of the whole fishmonger requires us to come back the next day after doing part of
However,
we can
it
do that
is-
first part, then go check out the caves.
Well, also, we don't have the face of the High King yet.
The face?
The likeness or the name of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
I was like, we get skin someone's face off?
For the love of God, man.
that's the way you worded
Then we
it. You
wouldn't
don't have his
need the
face.
assassin if we could just carve it. We're already halfway there at that point.
I can start with that. Actually, I can start taking pieces.
I thought about it, but-
You're lawful good.
No, he's no one. He's no one. Who are you?
So, which clan first?
There is one other clan to speak with that is one of the nature clans.
Major clan. Let's go see the major clan.
Clan Thrascat.
Thrascat.
Is their symbol a bronze leaf?
Return. I heard bronze scat.
What was it called? THRAC.
R.
GAD.
G80.
GAD. Golf Alpha Delta.
That's where the little people figure out.
Oh, screw you, CA. They already have, in the final one, oh, to complete this platoon, you need a 7-star Bastila. Like you, son of a bitch. That's a different level of whale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on
I'm
average,
sorry,
to get a
that's-
marquee character, 2 7 stars, on just the average, $300.
I'm sorry, but that is beyond ridiculous.
That
You
is
like-
his EA.
you
That is,
like-
that's par for the course, of course.
Yeah.
True.
All right, so you guys go to your clan hall. They are armorsmiths, so
What? Okay.
they are armorsmiths.
Can I ask what kind of armor they have for sale?
They're in the middle of dealing with a crisis at the moment.
What's the problem?
I don't know.
No.
Recently, our stores have been raided. We suspect either the Grey Ghosts or the Darrow. And what we can tell from them, they are They can likely be found in the system of tunnels rumored to exist beneath the city.
The gray ghosts?
The gray ghosts or the arrow. The gray ghosts are the effective thieves guild and grapple stuff.
Yes.
Where the empty scabbard killers are where what passes for the assassins. They stole some enchanted acid-resistant metals.
You might have already got that.
You got yours off of scavengers, right? So you're fine.
Yeah.
That I'm pretty sure it wasn't that basic.
We don't know. We don't know who took it. We have our, as I've told you, we have our suspicions, but we're dealing with a crisis at the moment, and we've been informed. That's what we asked.
Sounds like those who shouldn't be here for private conversations should go ahead and move along.
Go! Oh, that works. Didn't know you were working for the work stuff. Drow.
Those who are good and right for the job find their place where they belong.
Interesting. Outlook for Drow. Not common, say those.
Now you're coming around.
And quickly realizing that. So,
With that action in tow, I take concern that the king is not on your side.
no one's certain whose side the king is on right now, except the king's. There's something wrong with this city right now. We don't know what it is.
For you to have guards present, and for them to not help you, is a great concern.
They may not have been here at the time. We don't know because they would have been invisible at the time. They could have been here. They could have not been here.
They have plenty of coverage in the city, from what I've been able to tell.
The general thought process.
So for them to make a claim that they were not here or had not seen anything,
So the question remains, were they here? If the answer is no, why were they not here? If they actually were here, then why did they do nothing?
and both questions lead to the same answer.
Collusion.
Whether or not it was Graves with an arrow,
We are smiths. Let's put it this way, if we were to pull our warriors away from the hall and the fortress, we would likely lose them more. So unfortunately, our hands are tied.
desperate children are not here.
No.
There are those who are meant to do a job and are not.
I don't think that Daryl would be so bold.
I might see my way towards recompense to the individuals who discovered such a thing, who discovered the truth. Well, the truth is a tricky thing. It must be utilized in the right way.
And it must be firm.
Yes.
Um,
And not go back and forth on the top of it.
to help us get to the truth faster, what information can you give us of one mission group?
Okay. That's a name that seems to be going around. You didn't hear this next part. All right. There is an area in the Darrow territory that there's just a little too much foot traffic in. You take my meeting. We're not sure why, we're not sure how. There's something happening. Just this morning, I got reports of something that occurred miles away. Many days travel. I don't believe it. It cannot be. Because if it were true,
Are you speaking of the false Google it up?
it cannot be true. It cannot be it.
The rise of human words is true.
No. You're gonna need to make a persuasion to convince him that you're not full of shit.
I assist.
Does anyone? There we go. That's what I was asking for. That's a better number.
Persuasion plus 8?
Plus 8 persuasion.
Oh, no, it's damn, I don't have that.
We do have a bard.
I had everything else.
We have a bard.
Can I use mine?
Let's go with the Daryl Savant.
I should not be making the charisma or persuasion checks.
We have a
You
bard.
were the talker. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You were the talker.
Can I make an intimidation on him?
Fuck no.
That would be extremely counterproductive.
Okay.
You have
Well,
a poison bolt. Con save.
13.
Don't mind him. Is he supposed to be
Well,
smiling? It's fine.
They have a 5 wisdom. So what? And they rolled an 8. You don't need any help, good sir. You're just fine. They literally have rules for the Daryl Savant, so I'm like, this is a spellcaster Daryl. I'm just going to use their shit. Because a regular Daryl is a quarter of a CR. It's like, no. Dwerger are, by comparison, a 1 CR. This is why the Daryl Uprising is not a big thing, because no. I've been hearing reports of certain things. And there are certain other things that concern me. But before I can speak with them, I need your oath. So what I am about to say does not leave this room.
Very well then.
I see you there, kin of dwarf. And I would require your oath. For me to accept the simple words of drow would be, no offense, but based on past experiences, possibly foolish. However, you would lose a great deal more for breaking faith.
I can give you my word, not only as a dwarf kid, but as a fellow craftsman.
Very well. It wasn't too long ago that there was peace, there was control in the city. There was at least a semblance of there are a certain way things should be done. In that place now there is only chaos. We don't know what happened, how it happened, when it happened. But all of a sudden now, the empty scabbard killers are under the control of someone else.
Yeah.
Their former second in command, well, he's still the second in command, though we don't know who he answers to. He has no sense of ambition. This doesn't feel right, if that makes any sense.
One without ambition, such a high rank.
That can be skill.
This is true. But at the same
However,
time,
what that means, that raises an important question. What became of the leader?
very, very strong.
So, yeah,
He used to be a former drinking.
I'm confused. You say that he has no ambition.
Yes. He has no ambition to take the leadership position for himself. So who did?
Oh, so the previous commander has passed.
The previous commander is nowhere to be found. He looked upon the empty scatter killers as his people. Those who kept a semblance of balance within the city. He had a code that there were certain things you just did not do. And in the wake of his absence, those very things are now being done. Someone using them to try and cow the clans into submission. There's something at work here.
Sounds like he has more ambition than you're leading on. He's just trying to subvert the plans.
Up until this moment, he never appeared to. So, something changed. Or something changed him. As I said, it was an old drinking friend. Lortheo was. So I happen to know that once upon a time, they made their dwelling within the little stone cabins.
We do have business that takes us into those very same cabins. I think it would be safe to say that we'll keep an eye out for the information we can find on this as well.
And then there's still yet another concern I have. Darrow moving in the night. Dwerger moving in the night. In times of inactivity. To have what appear to be secret meetings.
That's not outside of what normally goes on here.
And sacrifice.
But that's different.
Yes. In some form of animal sacrifice. Sometimes people just go missing. We're not sure what's going on. And as you have mentioned, the king has not exactly been.
Sounds like the bewitching of the deep father.
If what you say is true about this demon lord, and you seem to believe it wholeheartedly.
Well, since we were there when that bumped his head out of that lake. Not a pretty sight.
Both his heads. Has two.
Yes.
Was not a pretty sight.
The deep father has, say, two baboon heads.
Still by a different name.
The creature is known, I would assume, from the check. I don't know
You
if that-
made the check before.
The creature is known as a demon.
That is not him I wanted to hear. as a D&D demon lord. He is moving against the city in some way, or his people are, and it is more imperative that whatever is going on in the Worldstone Caverns, we got to the bottom of.
So what is it that you can tell me about?
The caverns. Drogi! He's a messenger for the Empty Dealer's Caverns. He's a courier. We actually crafted him something in the past few months. But now, when we see him, he seems unwell. Always muttering about being somewhere, being in multiple places, needing to be at a specific place at a specific time, lest something happen. To be perfectly honest, he seems unhinged. And the item we made for him were some boots. Boots of speed, if you are familiar with the term.
I believe you are because you passed that check last
Yep.
session.
It would behoove us if we were capable of catching up with them. I have a member of my party, a scout, if you will, someone who can get close, but just not quite where he needs to be. Could, and had a second pair, would be massively appreciated.
This roll breaks 85, they have that pair. But it's a long shot. Steven. 93.
Guys, that's what
I do. Would you be in a position to return them upon, or do you want to purchase them?
That's a rare item.
Oops.
Boots of speed, I think, are rare.
Yeah.
Would have not cost that long.
Given the situation, I think at this time, it may be best if we aim to, with the, at this time, I think it might be best if we proceed from here with the intent of return. But during the periods of downtime, we can discuss amongst ourselves if purchasing enough.
Well, the price is 7,500.
close, but not quite.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I thought you said her items.
How much is a skeleton water worth?
Under control or not under control?
Details. That requires some knowledge, which they may not have.
However, I might be willing to take certain pieces of information or return of goods towards the purchase cost. Depends on what information you can bring me. You've said your business takes you to the caverns. I have a great many theories about what's going on in those caverns. I'd like to confirm it one way or another.
Information is always good.
To tell you a little more about the former leader. He committed an act of what is known by my people as a dishonorable act. He had a choice to do what he thought was right, or to follow the law. That is a troublesome choice.
to put it for a child.
Yes.
We'll see about finding your information.
One way or another. Truth will out.
And we will broker compensation between one another when the time comes.
However, if your searches within the Warstone Cavern find Droki dead, and you were to return the boots that were made for him to me, I would see these pair of boots as exchanged property.
Very well.
Fair and
This is the
reasonable.
GM saying. This is the DM saying. I'm not giving you guys 2 pairs of boots. It's not happening.
Yeah.
I got your curse on that one at the beginning. No.
I see the wheels turning, fuckers.
Can't let us.
No, I can't. I did the same thing you think.
Be like, we're just gonna leave town.
If we happen to find him dead, I think we may as well bring his body and everything on it back. Who knows what else may be on this person. And we can do this to you or anyone else.
Yeah, but why would we give him anything else the body had? Yeah. You already said boots for boots, fair exchange.
Again, there may be things in this person. Either we
Also, talking about this in front of the person is probably not the best idea you could have.
So,
That was my last plan, so, you know. Let me go through my notes real quick and make sure there's nothing I've missed.
half hinting to the give the rope the boots. I need my fast moving bird to move faster.
Only if you could wear one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, could you put one of the boots on? Or?
No, it's a bird.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
And they would have to be able to, by the way, they require achievements.
Okay. My first attuned item.
What about your cloak?
Second attuned.
Okay, there we go. I was like,
It's like,
sound like destroyed.
no. This cloak is rare.
It does destroy it though.
Yeah, it does destroy it.
So when did Palpatine get lightning of instant?
Oh, on the assault battle? He's always had it.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why you focus him.
I can't.
Who you use him.
Phoenix team.
Which rarity, the first or second? For the, which one? The easiest?
I'm on the second base.
Okay, yeah, that one sucks. That one's all, your first couple of turns is using that special ability. For the entire thing, for all 8, that first battle, you pretty much the first 2, you try and get that chance to assist on any attack, on everybody. So that's what the special does. Now with Phoenix team, and with, if you have...
Well, my problem is that I would go in there and it insta stuns everyone. I don't even get to go. You just, they're not a bad team. I don't know why I'm like getting.
He never gets
fucked
good.
over.
Like, I always have at least a
And then
turn.
every single time these guys hit me, it's stun.
Yeah, good luck with that. That's
Like-
RNG.
It's ridiculous.
That's like, it's Thrawn levels of RNG once you get to the last one.
Yeah, so they just look stuff like that.
What's up?
Oh, just
That's him for these two books as well.
Okay, let's actually take a moment to pause.
We're at an hour 25 on that.
Yeah.
This is a good intermission time, and me and Nick can go get food because we didn't eat breakfast.